Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be discussing some personal theories and predictions I have for the Doctor Who Series 12 finale, The Timeless Children. This finale has a lot to answer to, because throughout the course of this series there has been just so many shocks and twists, and it's crazy considering there wasn't a series arc in Series 11 at all, so it's nice to have them back. But I'd personally say this series has had the most sort of things going on with its arc, I'd say, in quite a long time, and maybe even of all time. Such as this lie the Master was teasing the Doctor with in the cliffhanger of episode 1, the Gallifrey being destroyed, and the Timeless Child, even though the episode is called The Timeless Children. Then there's the Roof Doctor, obviously, and of course Jack coming back, although I'm not sure how it's going to fit in, even if maybe at all. And then quite recently Bernard in the first part of the finale, and what the lone Cyberman is trying to achieve when it gets all the Cybermen. One of the burning questions that this series has made us all ask is, where does the Roof Doctor go into the Doctor's timeline? I do reckon that this will at least get some explanation to. Maybe not all of it, but, you know, maybe some, so we get a near enough idea as to where. And, in the trailer, I'm pretty sure there is a shot of, close-up of Jo Martin crying, so if it is Jo Martin, or it could be Yaz or someone, maybe, they've discovered something shocking, maybe, like, depending on if it's Ruth, that's there, maybe she learns what's happened to Gallifrey, and, like, what this lie is, Timeless Child, maybe. It could be anything, so it'd be really interesting to see where Chibnall takes this, and I really hope he doesn't mess this up, because obviously a lot of people will be annoyed if it's pre-Hartnell. Personally, I wouldn't entirely care if it is Hartnell, unless they kind of make it make sense, because, well, Jo Martin's exterior was a police box, and in An Unearthly Child Part 2, the Doctor mentions that it hadn't changed its appearance, so that's when it got stuck as the police box. So, who knows, maybe there's some sort of mind ripe going on, like with what was going on with Brendan, which I'll talk more about that in a second. And yeah, there's just a lot of questions with Ruth, which I think we get some explanation to in the finale. Now, Brendan was a character that was introduced in the first part of this finale. Really don't know an awful lot about him, and, you know, he just seems really mysterious. Obviously, he's an immortal, like Jack, so I'm wondering if that's maybe how Jack could link in to this finale, but not exactly Jack, because that wouldn't make sense, considering we are given Jack's backstory in Tortured Series 2 with Adam, so that wouldn't really make sense. I reckon it's maybe a descendant of Jack, like maybe one of his kids or something, although someone's noticed that when Brendan's older and his dad doesn't age throughout, which I didn't notice when I first watched the episode, just saw it on Twitter. And also someone said that the doors of the room where Brendan's taken to get his mind wiped is very similar to the TARDIS doors, and there are hints that that roof is the Doctor in Fugitive of the Jadoon, like a hexagonal mirror and a couple other things throughout the episode, which could lead to the reveal of the Doctor. So yeah, maybe it's something like that. Maybe this is another version of the Doctor, but I reckon I'm not really sure. Like, with this, it's just wild guesses. Like, there's nothing really solid that I can say I'm sure will happen, although, well, I'm not really sure in general, but this, I'm just a bit, yeah. There's theories that this is maybe how the Time Lords start, like, maybe through Bernard, regeneration is unlocked, and then, like, Time Lords begin. But it's just, you know, it'd be interesting to see where he fits in. Like, is he a Time Lord? Is he related to Jack? We don't know, so it'd be interesting to see how it all pans out. Lee is another mysterious character that was introduced in Fugitive of the Jadoon. He was the Roof Doctor's companion, and there is a line that Gat says, which says this is a problem with our identical training, which would indicate that Lee is also Gallifreyan. I don't think that his stories is entirely done, to be honest. There's the question of what was he even protecting the Fugitive Doctor for? Like, what did she do? And why is he getting involved? Was he a part of it? And who exactly is he? Maybe, I mean, he knew that he was Gallifreyan, presumably, because he knew why the Jadoon were looking for Ruth. So it'd be sort of interesting how there might be an answer to that. I am sure that there will probably be answers, because it does seem that Gat is in the Timeless Children TV trailer, and I will talk about her character in a little minute. So, yeah. I don't think Lee's story is entirely done, and I reckon that he was probably part of the Prydonian chapter, like the Doctor, and possibly even the Master at a long shot. I highly doubt it, but there's nothing to say that he might not. He did have some kind of evil vibe to him when he was telling Jodie's Doctor to hand him the box, so yeah, who really knows? Gat was yet another Time Lord introduced in Fugitive of the Jadoon, and still quite mysterious. We don't know a lot about her, other than she was told by someone with higher authority than her to get the Doctor and take her back to Gallifrey for whatever reason. The TV trailer for the finale, it does look that she is in it, speaking to two people, although some people do think it's the Valeyard, which I see where they're going. The clothes do look very similar. It's possible that maybe it's an early version of the Valeyard, although the Valeyard is the Doctor, so maybe Ruth is after the Valeyard, and the Valeyard's done something bad. I don't really know where this could go. It's just the little theory I have, although I do have quite a few. So, you know, it's a bit, yeah. But I reckon in the trailer, she could be talking to the people who have the higher authority than her. Or maybe it does look like the two people she might be talking to are in Time Lord, like, academy robe, so maybe she's like a teacher from the academy or something. I'm not sure. It looks like Prydonian and another, I don't know the names of the other two chapters, is mentioned in like this How to Be a Time Lord book, though. So yeah, who knows, maybe that'll be explored, but I reckon it's probably more the founding fathers of Gallifrey, who we still don't quite know who they are. So I reckon, it seems that in the shot of the trailer, it does look like the doors of the room Bernard was in. So maybe Bernard's thinking back to this, but why would he know about Gallifrey? Like, it's odd. They regenerate. They're not immortals. So maybe Bernard is somehow involved in this founding fathers thing. You never know. It's just, there's so many questions about this episode. It's wild. Obviously, the very end of Spyfall Part 1, we get told by the Master that everything the Doctor thinks he knows is a lie, which we still don't know what that could be referring to. In the Next Time trailer, the Master did talk to the Doctor even, saying, first time I saw you, I said that everything you think you knew was a lie, time to find out what that is. So that will definitely get explored, and I imagine it will link with the Timeless Child, hence the name. Although, why plural? Like, is there more? Could this still be explored throughout the rest of Jodie's era? Because she did say that the answers for the Timeless Child might not get explained in Series 12, so maybe it will be left on a massive cliffhanger. Who knows? They have said that this episode will be game-changing, and the Master even said everything is about to change. So, you know, clearly something big is about to go down. I personally think that what the Master discovered was the backstory of Time Lords, like their history all being a lie, although he did say our entire history built upon the lie of the Timeless Child. So I reckon this Timeless Child somehow manipulated Gallifrey's history or something, making it seem more glorious and stuff, and just changed it massively. And the way Time Lords came about into the universe was just like, the Master says, we are not who we think, you or I. So maybe, like, who they thought they were, just like these species that could change their face, maybe they aren't anything special after all. There's a theory suggesting that maybe humans are actually Time Lords, but then they unlocked the regeneration energy, kind of what people think might be happening with Bernard. But the fact Bernard just gets left and his father doesn't age, both characters are very odd. Like, his father's not aging, he can't die. It's odd. So, you know, it'd be kinda weird to see where that goes, but also kinda exciting to see where it all could head and how it all ties into each other. Because it does seem that the primary focus of this episode will be Gallifrey, the Doctor, and the Master. But I really do hope the Cybermen aren't pushed to the side, especially the companions, because the stakes did seem quite high with Graham and Yaz. So who knows? Like, it's just gonna be wild, and I can't wait. But personally, I do think that this lie the Doctor will discover, and maybe even justify the reason why the Master nuked it. Obviously, John Barrowman appeared again in Doctor Who in the 5th episode of this series, out of the blue, and also out of the blue how Immortal turns up in this finale. So yeah, I do feel they are related in some way, shape or form, and that it will get answered. But also, how does Jack know about the lone Cyberman? People think he could be in this finale, but to be honest, I think this finale is just so action-packed, he won't, like, fit in. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if he was in it, because it does just seem like point out blank fan service if he just appeared in one episode and doesn't really get explained. But I would like to kind of know how Jack did know about the lone Cyberman, and why he had to warn the Doctor not to give it what it wants, because, well, the Doctor did, and clearly there's going to be devastating consequences if Jack didn't want the Doctor to give the Cybermen, but she did. So yeah, maybe that will get some light on, but who knows? Just also, wouldn't that mean that Jack might have gone to Gallifrey? Because in the Next Time trailer, Ashad, I think his name's Ashad, I'm not sure how to say his name, says set course for Gallifrey, so they're obviously heading for Gallifrey, and there are pictures with the Lone Cyberman and the Master with each other, so maybe Jack knows about what happened on Gallifrey, maybe something massive goes down there, yeah, like, I'm not sure if we actually see John Barrowman in the episode, but maybe get some backstory as to how he knows about it. Yeah, we'll just see how everything pans out in this, because it seems really eventful, and I'm not sure how he'd be able to fit in with it. Armas is an interesting character. He was in the first part of the finale as well. He was apparently human, I think, and was helping others get to the boundary and help and guard it from the Cybermen, I think, kind of gatekeeping it so they never come through. It does seem they're defending the planet in the trailer with Ryan when the Cybermen arrive. But when the boundary is revealed as Gallifrey, he does say, "I've never seen it look like that before," either referring to he's never seen the boundary look like Gallifrey, or he's never seen Gallifrey look destroyed. So, yeah, he's an interesting character, although, you know, he could just be solely a human being, just guarding this boundary, which I reckon is probably the likelihood, but it wouldn't entirely surprise me if he did turn out to be a Time Lord. So, yeah, he's an interesting character. It could go both ways. Yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. The TV trailer also reveals that Yaz and Graham survived the Cybermen attack, because they're in the trailer talking, although in the BBC America Next Time trailer, they reused footage of Graham from Can You Hear Me and footage of Yaz from Ascension of the Cybermen, so everyone was like, hold on, are they still alive? Although, well, yeah, clearly they are. The question is, how do they survive? People think that Ruth, Doctor, will save them in the nick of time, which, I mean, yeah, I suppose, how else are they going to survive? Like, let's be real. But it also looks like they're talking on a cyber ship. Gallifrey, although Mandip Gill did leak a photo of Ravio and Koshamus in what seems to be a building in Gallifrey, which looks kind of similar to maybe Razalon's tomb or Bruce's. So, yeah, lots of questions about that, and maybe does Koshamus recognise it? Oh, yeah, be interesting again. But clearly, considering if Mandip Gill was allowed on the set of Gallifrey and accidentally leaked it, surely that could mean that she also goes to Gallifrey. Maybe it's a room in Gallifrey and she's talking with Graham, which could reason why the fugitive Doctor has saved them and she goes back to Gallifrey. Maybe, like, yeah, it would seem the most plausible explanation, but as to Ryan and Koshamus defending the planet, and, well, we've seen pictures of the lone Cyberman on Gallifrey with the Master, it would seem Cybermen get through the boundary, but, like, does it matter? Are there humans on Gallifrey? Or does it matter at all? You never know. So yeah, it just seems interesting because if Ryan screams no on Coach Armas, or it kind of does look like Gallifrey as well by the landscape. Maybe he's fighting off Cybermen there. Yeah, don't know if it's the planet where Coach Armas is or Gallifrey, but it will be interesting to see how the Cybermen play a part in this story. I think that just about does it for my theories and predictions for episode 10, The Timeless Children. Feel free to put yours in the comments below. I'd be interested to see what everyone thinks about what could happen in this episode, because obviously a lot will happen, so it'd be really crazy to see how all this pans out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my review of The Timeless Children. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and goodbye.